Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. Love, real love, ain't as complicated as folks make it. We spend so much time trying to figure out what makes a man stay, trying to decode his texts, trying to analyze his silence, when the truth is simple. There's one thing, just one, that makes a man look at you and say, that's her. She's the one. And I ain't never letting her go. It ain't how pretty you are. It ain't what you're wearing. It ain't even how much you do for him. See, beauty fades, curves change, effort can get overlooked, but a boundary, oh baby, a boundary is eternal. A boundary is what separates you from the noise. It's what makes a man straighten his back, fix his tone, and think twice before he ever risks losing you. Because when a woman carries herself with the quiet power of self-respect, a man feels it deep. He knows he's dealing with someone different, someone he can't play with, someone he has to rise to love. This one boundary, it's not loud. It doesn't scream, it doesn't beg, it just is. And when you learn to live by it, when you breathe it, when you let it guide how you love and how you let yourself be loved, that's when a man doesn't just stay. That's when he stays forever. Self-respect is sexy, ladies. Lean in and hear me when I say this. A man respects what you respect about yourself. Self-respect is not just a word, it's an energy. It's the way you carry yourself when you walk into a room. It's the confidence in your voice when you say no to something that doesn't serve you. It's the quiet strength that says, I know my value and I refuse to settle for anything less than what I deserve. Now, let me tell you something about men. And I can say this because I am one. Men are simple. We're hunters by nature. We chase what we think has value. But here's the catch. A man will never chase what he feels is already lying on the ground waiting for him. When you put yourself on a pedestal, not arrogance, but true confidence, you create a standard that demands respect. Think about it like this. You walk into a luxury store and you see a Louis Vuitton bag just sitting on the floor. No lock, no glass, no security. You're going to think something's wrong with that bag. But now picture that same bag in the display case behind the glass with the spotlight on it and the price tag that says, this ain't for everybody. Now you're ready to pull out your wallet. Ladies, that's you. Stop putting yourself on the clearance rack. You are the designer brand, the rare collection, the piece that not everyone can afford. Self-respect shows up in every part of your life. It's how you allow a man to speak to you. It's how you handle yourself when someone tries to test your boundaries. It's even in the way you show up for yourself, your goals, your health, your dreams. When a man sees a woman who knows her worth, he automatically steps his game up. He straightens his back, changes his tone, and starts planning how to keep her because she's not just another option. She's the prize. Now, let me be real with you. Some of y'all confuse self-respect with having an attitude. Baby girl, that ain't the same thing. Self-respect isn't about being mean, loud, or hard to deal with. It's about grace. It's the quiet confidence that says, I am whole by myself, and if you want to be here, you need to bring peace, love, and effort. A man notices that, and not just notices, he responds to it. I've seen men walk away from women they swore were perfect because those women didn't respect themselves. They let him run over their boundaries, play with their time, and treat them like an afterthought. And I've seen average men who didn't even know they had greatness in them, become kings because the woman they wanted made it clear, this is how I expect to be treated. You can rise to the occasion or you can step aside. Self-respect is magnetic. It pulls the right kind of men toward you and pushes the wrong ones away. You won't even have to argue about your worth because your presence alone sets the tone. That's what makes it sexy. It's not about your body, your hair, or the clothes you wear. Those things might catch his attention, but self-respect is what keeps it. It's what makes a man look at you and think, she's not just a woman, she's my woman, and I can't let her go. Ladies, when you respect yourself, You teach everyone around you how to treat you. And the man who's ready, the man who's serious, will see that as the most attractive thing about you. Because beauty might turn heads, but self-respect will make a man's heart stand still. No access without effort, ladies. Let me tell you something straight from the playbook of every man out there. A man will always value what he has to earn. Always, it's in our DNA. We are wired to hunt, to pursue, to work for what we want. But the problem today is that too many women are out here giving husband privileges to a man who hasn't even earned the boyfriend title. And then you wonder why he doesn't treat you like the queen you are. Let me break it down for you. Imagine you walking into a car dealership and they hand you the keys to a brand new luxury car with no paperwork, no down payment, no credit check. You're excited at first, but after a while, you don't take care of that car the same way. Why? Because you didn't have to sacrifice for it. There's no investment in it. That's exactly how men think. If he doesn't have to put in effort, if he doesn't have to show up, call, plan, be consistent, then he doesn't see you as something he needs to protect and keep. This is why you have to set a standard from the very beginning. If a man wants your time, your attention, your energy, make him show you he deserves it. I'm not talking about playing games. I'm not talking about pretending you're busy when you're not. I'm talking about understanding that your energy is valuable. Your presence is valuable and it is not free. When you give a man everything too soon, your time, your body, your loyalty, without him proving he's worthy of it, you're training him to believe he doesn't have to work for you. And listen, a man will only rise to the level of expectation you set. If your standard is low, his effort will be low. But when you set that boundary, when you make it clear that there's no access without effort, that man either steps up to meet your standard or steps out of your way. And either way, you win. Now, some women hear this and say, but Steve, what if he leaves because I didn't make it easy for him? Baby girl, if he leaves because you expected effort, then you just dodged a man who wasn't ready to love you right. Effort doesn't scare the right man. It only scares the wrong one. The man who is serious about you will see your standard, respect it, and rise to meet it. Because deep down, men want to win. We love a challenge. We love to feel like we earned something rare and valuable. And let me tell you something else. When a man has to put in effort, he will never forget what it took to get you. He will protect that relationship, nurture it, and fight for it when things get rough, because he remembers what it cost him to have you in his life. That's the kind of love that lasts, the kind built on mutual respect, where he knows you didn't just hand over your heart, you made him earn it. So stop giving away the VIP pass to someone who hasn't even bought a ticket to the show. Make him call. Make him plan dates. Make him show up for you in consistent ways. Not because you're being difficult, but because you understand your worth. A good man doesn't want easy access. He wants to know he's won the heart of a woman who values herself. At the end of the day, ladies, remember this: what comes easy never lasts, and what lasts never comes easy. When you require effort, you don't just find a man. You find a man who's ready to put in the work to love you forever. Emotional control is power, ladies. Listen to me carefully, because this one right here will change everything about how men see you. Emotional control is power. Not beauty, not money, not how well you can cook. It's the ability to keep your emotions in check and handle situations with grace that separates a queen from everybody else. Men are naturally drawn to peace. We crave it. We will do anything to protect it once we find it, and we will run from chaos every single time. Now, I'm not saying don't have feelings. You're human. You're allowed to get upset, to be passionate, to express yourself. But here's the thing. It's not about what you feel. It's about how you handle what you feel. That's where your true power is. A woman who can look a man in his eyes and calmly say, "That hurt me," instead of screaming, cursing, or throwing his phone out the window. That woman is unforgettable. She's rare Men respect a woman who knows how to disagree without disrespect. When you have emotional control, you're not reactive, you're intentional. Instead of letting anger drive your response, you take a breath, you think, and you handle the situation in a way that protects your dignity. That's what makes you stand out. Because while other women are blowing up his phone, writing paragraphs or embarrassing themselves on social media, you're calm, collected, and in control. And trust me, a man notices that. See, emotional chaos pushes a man away faster than anything. If every small disagreement turns into a full-blown war, a man will start seeking peace somewhere else. But when he knows that you are his calm in the storm, the place where he can rest, he will guard that relationship with his life. That's how powerful emotional control is. And let me tell you something important. Emotional control doesn't mean you're weak or that you let things slide. Oh no, baby. It means you know how to set boundaries without losing your temper. You can walk away from disrespect without yelling, without cursing, without breaking down, because you understand that composure speaks louder than chaos. A calm, I don't accept this, will shake a man's soul more than any screaming match ever could. Think about the women you've seen who seem to have men wrapped around their fingers. It's not just because they're pretty. It's because they carry themselves with calm confidence. They don't overreact. They don't chase. They don't beg. They keep their emotions in check. And because of that, men feel safe with them. Safety, ladies, is a language men understand deeply. When you master emotional control, you create an environment where a man feels secure enough to be vulnerable. He opens up. He shares his fears, his dreams, his struggles, because you've shown him you won't weaponize his emotions or turn every mistake into a battlefield. That's when love deepens, because he knows he's with a woman who's not just beautiful, but emotionally intelligent. And here's the kicker. Emotional control doesn't just benefit your relationships. It benefits you. When you stay calm, you make better decisions. You protect your energy. You don't waste time on arguments that don't matter or people who don't deserve a reaction. You start attracting better men, better opportunities, and better outcomes because your energy says, I'm in control of me and nothing outside of me can shake that. So remember this, ladies, chaos is loud, but power is calm. The woman who can feel everything yet still choose her response. That's the woman a man will love, respect, and never want to lose. Emotional control isn't about suppressing your feelings. It's about owning them. And that kind of power is irresistible. Maintain your own life. Ladies, listen to me on this one, because this is where so many women trip up in relationships. Never, and I mean never, lose yourself in a man. I don't care how fine he is, how good he smells, how much money he's got, or how sweet he talks. Your life is your life. The moment you give up your world to orbit around his, you stop being the woman he fell for in the first place. See, here's the truth. Men are attracted to women who have their own lives. A woman with her own dreams, her own goals, her own friends, her own schedule. That's magnetic. That's the woman who makes a man sit up straight and think, hold up, she's not sitting by the phone waiting for me. She's out here doing her thing. That's when his brain flips a switch and he says, I better get it together before somebody else realizes what she's worth. But too many women make the mistake of letting a relationship consume them. You stop hanging out with your friends. You stop pursuing your hobbies. You let your goals slide because you're so focused on being available for him 24/7. And at first, he might like the attention, but over time, that energy shifts. You start to feel resentful because you've given up pieces of yourself, and he starts to take you for granted because you're always there, too available, too predictable, too easy to access. Having your own life doesn't mean you don't love him or care about the relationship. It means you value yourself enough to maintain your individuality. You understand that you are more than somebody's girlfriend, wife, or partner. You are a whole person with dreams, passions, and purpose. And trust me, a confident man will never be intimidated by that. In fact, he'll respect it. He'll admire the fact that you know who you are and you're not afraid to stand in it. Think about it like this. Imagine dating someone who has no ambition, no hobbies, nothing going on outside of you. At first, you might like the attention, but eventually it gets heavy. It starts to feel like pressure, like they're relying on you to give their life meaning. That's exactly how men feel when you make them your entire world. It's not attractive. It's suffocating. Now flip the script. Imagine you're living your life fully, pursuing your career, staying consistent at the gym, traveling with your friends, volunteering, working on your passion projects. When you do that, you naturally create space for a man to pursue you, to value the time you give him, because he knows your time is limited and precious. You're not sitting around waiting. You're busy being your best self. And that is powerful. Here's what you have to understand. Men are drawn to women who are grounded in their own identity. When you maintain your own life, you bring balance to the relationship. You don't become clingy because you have your own thing going on. You don't lose confidence because you're building something for yourself. You don't lose your sense of self because you never let it go in the first place. And here's the bonus. Keeping your own life makes the relationship stronger. Why? Because it creates healthy space. You give each other room to grow as individuals. And when you come together, you bring new energy, new conversations, and new experiences. That keeps the spark alive. So ladies, remember this. You are the prize, but you are also the person. Keep nurturing yourself, your dreams, your friendships, your passions. Don't put your crown down to fit into somebody else's world. When you